What's up guys, Phantom here back with episode 3 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode here with Minardi as we are going to Vietnam for the first time here as we are having a aero department focus, a driver promotion filming, reaction training, and a team funded event there, and we will have the Grand Prix on the 2nd of April. So we should have one upgrade coming on the 1st there, as you can see our facilities here, as we are still between Alfa Romeo and Haas. As you can see, we should have a power train upgrade on the 1st of April. The rest will come after the race there. As you see, we still have our two same sponsorships. We are still 16th and 9th in the standings there, as Raghunathan is last, of course, because he's crap. But as we come in to advance our time there, we will do our aero department there, our filming, get our reaction training, and get our resources, and then get passing on our upgrades as we will go to qualifying. As we start out here in Q1 at Vietnam for the first ever race here at Vietnam, as with very limited experience around this track, I will say this track is difficult to say the least, as it feels like a slip and slide on everything. The track, the curbs, as we come through here in the S section, this is pretty tough to get right, as this is probably the best we've took it all weekend, and it's still not perfect. As we come through the second to last S section, as this is probably the hardest corner out of all of them, and then I would probably say the second hardest has been this last corner here. It's just really tough to gauge how much speed you can take through there. As we come across the line, we are in a very disappointing P22nd, as we qualified 16th last week, so that we're going really the wrong way as we will go to the race.
Welcome along to the Vietnamese capital of Hanoi, a vibrant city built on the banks of the magnificent Red River. Today it's the backdrop for the latest round of the Formula One World Championship, with a circuit specifically designed to encourage overtaking opportunities. I think we could be in for a cracking race today. It's a track that combines the bespoke design of a traditional race circuit with the tight, close barriers of a street track that our drivers race on today. 23 corners and a total distance of 3.4 miles. Watch out in particular for overtaking into the braking zone at turn 11. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, or trying to put some pressure on, or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you got your own race to run. I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Alexander Albon, and Sainz, Ricciardo, Norris, Ocon, and Sergio Perez. Stroll, Gasly, Kimi Raikkonen, and Kvyat, Magnussen, Giovinazzi, Romain Grosjean, and George Russell. Latifi, Raghunathan, Hamilton. They've taken a grid penalty, and the owner-driver rounds off the grid. That's it then. It's time to go racing as we head to trackside.
As we sit here on the grid, P22 behind Raghunathan, our teammate, and Hamilton, as we couldn't even out-qualify him with his grid penalty, as the lights are out, as we get a pretty good start there, as we will look down the inside here. Raghunathan, he will give us the squeezes. We have to get out a slight bit, but we dive down a bunch of cars inside as we take it really cautiously, as this turn one really does tighten up on you. As we are now on the outside of Magnussen, as we'll give him some spaces. He had the corner all the time, as Giovinazzi will attack us down this, well, first of many straights as here as we come down, and we almost run it. We kind of run in the back of Magnussen a tiny bit, but we will go down to the hairpin where a bunch of overtaking will take place. We go down the inside of Magnussen and think about Kvyat, but think better of it. 3 into this hairpin will definitely never work, as it's pretty tight for 2 cars. As we're trying to change our mapping of our engine, is we're really revving out the engine there, as we really failed there at trying to switch back on Giovinazzi, as Grosjean is really attacking us now, as he's even pushing us, as he pretty much was diving into a disappearing wedge there, as Magnussen gets it all wrong there, as we get a run on this first straight here, as we will go around the outside there, but we do have the Honda power to the 2020 game Ferrari power, which is apparently good, as we go around the outside, as we will be able to hold it, as we will have inside positioning for this long left-hander. But as we come down the straight here, him and Hamilton are fighting over position here, as I'm trying to figure out how to block and ruin both of their runs there. As we come down to the hairpin, we will go wide there, as we kind of locked up there on the last second, as it will be Magnussen of all cars, as he kind of pushed us into the wall there. As Magnussen, I thought it'd be Hamilton if anybody would have gotten positioning there, as Hamilton was on the inside, as he has also taken us, as Grosjean now is looking at us here on the backstretch, as we will get DRS there, but we'll still have to defend from him, as he's out of control and he has crashed. As Grosjean, I think Ericsson hit him, as you can see, as for some reason he just kind of swerved and lost control there, as Grosjean just doing Grosjean things, as you can see here, as he just kind of lost it when he opened the DRS there. But this will bring a safety car out, as this will throw a wrench in everybody's plans, because it is lap 4, as pit stops would come in the next few laps here, as everyone, and I mean everyone, is coming into the pits here, as this will stack everybody up here, as this is really my first or second time in the pit lane here, taking laps here in the pit lane. Really haven't had much experience. As everybody's stacking up, as Hamilton, who's come up to around P15 to P16, will lose pretty much all his time, as he is the last car on the grid. As we will come out of here, we will be held a tiny bit, but we are behind, in for a long time there, Vettel, as I can't believe that we've done this. We are in a top 10, no less, but in 7th. We are ahead of Norris there, as you can see. Sainz, there's Ocon's up there. This is really jumbled up. Magnussen's in 5th, as we will come back to green here on lap 6 now, as we go, as yeah, my car isn't very good, as they're immediately pulling away, as this will be very interesting while we come on to lap 8 now, as Bottas has actually gone past Norris, which has delayed everybody from gaining up on me. But I will try to squeeze Bottas here into the wall a little bit, as it will not work, as he will try to just fly past it. Well, not really fly, inch. As foolishly we tried to go around the outside. That was never, ever, ever going to work there, as we're in possibility of losing 8th here, but we've managed to get the run off the hairpin, as we will keep our position. But as we come up to this penultimate corner, we go a little bit wide here, as we will spin just a tiny bit, but not that much, as there's yellow flags now, as we have gotten contact with Norris, so that's never good. As we look back, there is no orange car back there, so something must have happened here. As we look on the replay, he kind of just spun off a rear tire there, as now he's gone disqualified from the race as well, which I don't know, as you can see here, what the AI programming is with that. But as we come on to lap 9, Stroll is looking at us. He's going to go around the outside here, as we're going to make him go the long way around, as we kind of take the apex pretty good there, as he will just get the drive off the corner with his Mercedes power compared to our Honda power. But we will come back at him. We will use a lot of our ERS there, as we look down the inside there, as we get wheel spin, as we we'll lose the corner. But Albon comes out of nowhere and he forces us wide, and we've hit the wall and lost a bit of our end plate there, as Albon really went for a gap and then backed out of the gap there, as he really compromised us through what should be a flat corner, or pretty much a flat corner there. And now we're just struggling with that damage as Giovinazzi is coming at us, as he is actually the second Alfa Romeo, as Raikkonen is up there in about 4th or 5th, as he is trying to battle us right now here, as he will have inside positioning, and without a bit of my wing, I am just struggling. I was struggling before this. As you can see, we qualified in 22nd, but we were even in a worse position as the players didn't easily fly past us. But I'm not very too happy with Albon here, who is basically ruined our race of any chance to score some points there, as we're going to come down the inside here, and then he just gives us the full squeeze there, as I think we found the 2019 AI just squeezing me, as I was clearly down his inside there, as now that will leave us vulnerable to Ricardo there, as we will almost run into the back of Albon. Maybe he should get spun again. I can become his new Hamilton, as Ricardo is just really hounding us here in the final sectors. We just have no turn in with medium tires with a damaged wing, as Hamilton will now look at us here as he chose around the outside, as we forget that we have no wing on the right side as we try to turn in, as we kind of clip Hamilton there a little bit, as Ricardo now really should get past us now. He is right behind us off the corner, as our real nemesis now will be Kvyat, who got a slingshot here being that far back, as he'll go around the outside, as we will try to fight back against him as we come down the inside, as we will squeeze him out on the apex there of that curve, which is pretty deadly. As you can just see, we just can't turn. We just physically cannot turn the car, as we kind of turn here, as we're even struggling in first gear to get it turned, but we will have inside positioning and he will be forced out there, as Kvyat now will have another gander at us, as we kind of miscalculated his speed, as we had to go back to the middle to kind of force him narrow there, as we will keep 14th for now, as we will come back up to this section here. We go way wide as we cut the corner there, as that's going to be really prevalent and the online races. But Kvyat once again will have a gander at us down this back straight, as he will easily pull past us. Now onto the final lap here. Perez, which is surprising that he is the second racing point right now, and Russell is going past us. We try to go down the inside of Russell here. We're going to compromise his line, as he perfectly parks it on the apex there, but we will still shoot down the inside here, as he just kind of just swipes us there, as we kind of had positioning on him. We kind of boxed him out there. He really should have given up and tried to get the slingshot down the back straight here, but we will still get it, as Ragunathan is right behind us. That should tell you how bad the last 4 laps have gone, as Ragunathan of all cars is behind us here, as we will hold on to P16 for now. But through this middle sector here, with a bit of our wing, both bit of our wings damaged, Russell, even in a Williams, is clearly faster than us, but he's been forced out wide, as that will help Ragunathan get the inside there, as we will finish a pretty disappointing P16, considering we were in P7 there at the end of this safety car.
Plenty of action here in Hanoi, a memorable race and an impressive victory. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight. So, let's review the drivers' standings. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
But it's got to be Kevin Magnussen. He displayed exceptional skill out on the track today and wasn't afraid to fight his way through the pack.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.